So by using the choose_columns function, we can specify which fields that we want to display or that we want to hide in a list. And we can do the same for a cart page. And that's something that we can do by customizing the fast step. So customizing a fast step is basically the same as using the choose_columns function in a list. So it's specifying which fields to show in a fast step, so on a cart page. Now, very important and also very interesting is that we can assign the importance of a specific field. And we have a standard importance, we have a promoted importance, and we have also additional fields. And I will use some examples to explain what these importances mean. And then also very interesting, and also this is something that I will explain, is the quick entry function. So let's make some examples. Here in the Windows client, I can go to the customer list, and let me double click on a customer. And here you can see now that the customer card opens. So in this case, you can see that each fast step contains a number of fields, like for example the number field, the name field, credit limit, blocked, and so on. Now, if I, as a user, would like to specify that some fields are not very important for me, I can go here to the application menu. I can go to customize. Next, I will select customize this page. And here from customize this page, I can select fast steps. Now here you can see the different fast steps that we currently have in the customer card. And we have general, we have address and contact, we have invoicing, payments, and so on. So now I can select a specific fast step, like for example payments. And I can click on customize fast step. So there we go. So here currently we can see all the different fields displayed in the payments fast step. But you can see that all these fields are additional and there is only one promoted field. Now these importances can be assigned by using here the importance button. So we have standard, promoted, and additional. Now let me explain what these options mean, and let me close the personalization option pages. There we go. And let me now go to the payments fast step. So now if I open the payments fast step, you can only see one field, although we had many more in the customized page that we just had a look at. Now remember, there was one promoted field, and if I close the fast step, you can see here a value on the collapsed fast step. And this is the promoted field. So if you promote a field, they're displayed on a collapsed fast step. So also the invoicing tab, for example, has a number of promoted fields, like the general business posting group, the customer posting group, and so on. And again, for the payments fast step, this is the payments term. You see, so the payment terms code is a promoted field, which means that it's displayed on a collapsed fast step, as you can see here. Now, if I open the fast step, you will see that of course the promoted field is also displayed, but this is the only field currently displayed. Now we also had a number of additional fields, and additional fields by default are hidden, but you can very easily display them by clicking on the Show More Fields link. So if I click here, you can see now all the additional fields. You see, so many more fields than only the one payment terms code field, and so also the additional fields are now displayed. You see, so that's something that can be very interesting. Instead of removing fields, you can make them additional, so which means that by default they're hidden, but if you need one of these fields, for example to enter a prepayment percentage, you can very easily show them by clicking here on Show More Fields. Once that the percentage, for example, is entered, like 30, you can click again on Show Fewer Fields, and these less important or less frequently used fields are now hidden again. So let me go back here to customize this page. So I will go to Fast Steps and I will select Payments again and then Customize Fast Step. You see, so now you know what additional and promoted means. But there's one more option that we can use, and that's standard. Now, standard are the fields that we would like to display on an expanded fast step, but not promote on a collapsed fast step. So for example, suppose that reminder terms code is an important field for me, so it should be displayed at any time. I can switch from additional to standard. So let me show you the result. So now you can see that if I scroll down to payments, besides the payment terms code, also the reminder terms code is now displayed because it's a standard field. And because it is standard, you will not see it displayed on a collapsed FastStep. You see only the payment terms code. You see, so these are the standard fields. And so most of the fields that you see here are standard fields because they are displayed on an expanded FastStep. But if I collapse, you see that only a couple of fields are left here. So these are promoted fields. You see, so these are the three values that we can use. Promoted to display fields on collapsed FastSteps, standard fields that are displayed on expanded FastSteps, and then additional fields that by default are not displayed, but that you can display by clicking on Show More Fields, Show Fewer Fields. We can also set up fields as quick entry fields. Let's make an example. So if you enter records, like for example a new customer record, you probably might want to use a specific sequence of fields that you need to enter. Like for example, first a number, then a name, then the credit limit, and then you might want to jump to, for example, the address in the address and contact, FastStep, and so on. Now the sequence of the fields that you would like or that you have to enter can be defined by assigning fields as quick fields. So let me go to customize this page, FastSteps. And there you can see now if I go to the general FastStep, I can click on customize FastStep. And you will see here that we have the quick entry field. Now number is a quick entry field, and this means that if you create or if you use the enter key on your keyboard, the system will jump from one quick entry to another quick entry field. So the first one is number, then we have name. So this means that if you use the enter or the return key, the system will jump from number to name. Then you have intercompany partner code. Now suppose that for me this is not that important. I can remove quick entry because when creating a new customer, not each customer is an intercompany partner, so the system shouldn't jump to the intercompany partner code field. Then we have balance, so also not important for me. You see, so you can very easily, credit limit I would like to use, you can very easily remove or enable quick entry. So in this case, you will see that most fields are assigned as quick entry. So let me remove the quick entry here. So I will do this for all the remaining fields on this FastStep, just to show you the result of this. So basically what we have now is that my quick entry fields are number, name, and credit limit. So these are the only quick entry fields that I have assigned. And for the rest, I have cleared the quick entry field here, as you can see. So let me show you the results. So I will click on OK, and I will accept the personalization. And suppose now I'm creating a new customer. So I will click on New. So I will ignore the template. So I will click on Cancel, and I will enter the new customer manually. And the first thing I need to do is assign a number. And number is a quick entry field, and you can see here the cursor in the number field. I will use the enter or the return key to assign a number. And at the same time, you will see now that the cursor jumps to the name field. Next, I can enter the name, training customer. I will again enter or hit the return key on my keyboard. And you will see now that the cursor jumps to credit limit, because also this is one of my quick entry fields. I will enter a credit limit of, for example, 10,000, and I will hit enter. And because in the general FastStep I don't have any more quick entry fields, you will see now that the cursor automatically jumps to the first quick entry field of the next FastStep. And this means that I can start entering now the address, for example. You see, so this is for what you can use quick entry fields, and this means that you can specify the way that you want to enter records, and in that way enter new records, for example, in the most efficient way. So a very interesting feature to use. So these quick entry fields can be very interesting to assign, but please take into account that this only applies to the Windows client. So the quick entry fields are not available in the web client. Let's now have a look at how we can personalize fact boxes.